Do you have osteoporosis and find it's harder to get out of a chair without using your arms, or it's harder to get on and off the floor or going up and down stairs? This may be a sign that you've got weak legs and hips. Here are 3 exercises to help build that strength. I'm Anne, a holistic practitioner and physical therapist. These exercises are designed to be safe for osteoporosis and osteopenia, but please check with your physician before starting any new exercise program. The first exercise is a mini chair squat. So we won't be going all the way down to regular chair level. If you have a stool, this is at an ideal height. Just make sure that you push the stool up against the wall or the counter so that it doesn't move if you touch it. Come in front of the stool, feet a little wider than hip distance apart. We'll be using the hinge motion here in order to reach for the stool with our butt. I will link in the notes my foundational exercise on how to do the hinge. It will be linked there for you to reference if you need a little bit more of this broken down for you. So we'll take the heels of our hands just to remind us where the bend is coming from. And we're going to bend the knees slightly. We're going to hinge at the hips, keeping the spine all in one straight line. Reach for the chair so you're touching it, but not sitting on it. And then just drive down through the heels and squeeze at the top. So it's bend, hinge and reach, press down and squeeze at the top. So it's bend, hinge and reach that butt for the seat to touch it, press down through the heels, come up and squeeze at the top. So bend and hinge and reach, press down, come up and squeeze. Bend, hinge, reach for the stool, spine in one straight line, press down, squeeze at the top. A couple of things that people will do incorrectly is they may bend, reach, and then look down, rounding the upper spine. We don't want to do that. We want to keep that head back in line with the spine, and don't overextend the neck as you're coming up. So really important to keep that spine in one straight line as if it's against that imaginary dowel. Again, I'll link that video in the notes below. So it's bend, hinge, press down, come up, and squeeze at the top. Do these around 10 times, 2 to 3 sets to start to initiate the strengthening in the glutes and quads, which will help you to come into a sit to stand position much, much easier. In this exercise, the mini wall squat, we will be using a squishy ball. And if you don't have one, it's okay, you don't need to use one. Also, I'm using a sticky mat because I don't want my feet to slide. I would advise using sneakers if you don't have a sticky mat to keep yourself from sliding. With the ball, we'll place it in the small of the back and then take the feet about 1 foot or so from the wall. Feet are about hip distance apart. And we'll just be bending our knees down and then holding for a few seconds and then driving down through the heels to come up. So in this position, our spine is all in one straight line. Again, watch that you're not doing this or you're overarching your back. You're staying all in one straight line. Ear over the shoulders and shoulders over the hips. As you go down, keep that alignment. Watch that the knees stay parallel like train tracks. They're not coming in, they're not coming out, and the knees are not traveling too far forward over the toes. Holding this for a few seconds here, and then pressing down through the heels to come up. The ball just makes it nice and easy to roll up and down, but you can do it without the ball. So we're going to inhale on the way down. Let's hold for a count of 3, and then exhale to press up. So inhale, hold, you can breathe in and out here. Take one more inhale, and then press down to come up. Now, start with the knees bending only about 45 degrees or so. As you get better, You can bring the feet out and you can lower down as far as you can go, usually no more than thighs being parallel to the floor. This is a thigh burner, so don't be surprised if the thighs start to burn a little bit, but then come all the way out of it. You don't want to be in a place where you can't come up because you've done too much. So progress yourself slowly here. Another option would be to have 2 chairs on either side so you can hold on to them to help push up if you need to. But I would start with about a 45-degree angle. Hold there for about 3 seconds and then come up. And do about a set of 10. So about 3-second hold. If you can't make it to 10, that's okay. Just do 5 reps, whatever you can do that works for you. And then come up. You are going to feel this. And this will help to strengthen those leg muscles to make it easier to get out of a chair, to get on and off the floor, and to go up and down stairs. And the last exercise in this series is to actually practice sit to stand. That will help to strengthen your sit to stand. So we will start on our chair more towards the edge of the chair with the feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. We'll start with the hinge. And remember, the hinge is keeping that spine all in one line and just breaking at the hips or just bending from the hips. All right, watch when you're coming up that your head isn't doing this. That seems to be a tendency. Try to keep that spine all in one line so the head is back in line with the rest of the body. All right, so after you have that, then to come up, you want to press down through the heels, come up and squeeze at the top. So you're squeezing the glutes at the top, and then reverse it. So we'll be hinging at the hips, reaching the seat back, and coming down. So again, it's hinging at the hips, pressing down through the heels, and coming up, and then bend the knees, hinge at the hip, reach back before you come down. The biggest mistake that I see here is that people will maybe come up okay, but to come down, they'll bend the knees and not bend the hips. So we have to bend the knees and really hinge at the hips and reach those hips back to come down. So just practicing that. You can do it starting with the arms out if that's easier. You can do it with one arm down and one arm out, and just to start to practice taking the arm support away. And you can also do it with the arms crossed over. This will make it a little bit harder. So hinging at the hips, coming down, pressing down through the heels to come up, squeezing at the top, and again, bend the knees, hinge, reaching the hips back to come down. So just practicing that will be a workout for you. So I hope that was helpful. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe so you'll get more videos as they come out.